Could this be a country without human population? I mean, the emptiest country in the world? Just long empty roads stretching into nothing. What is this place? How did I even get here?
It's in the middle of a desert. Is anyone here?
There are no crowded cities, no busy highways. Just small villages scattered across a massive landscape.
And you might not see another person for hours. Because here I have been working. I haven't found anybody.
I found myself driving through places far away from human civilization. Just the ocean, the desert, large canyons, and neighborhoods disappearing the surface of the earth.
Some cities have turned ghost towns because it has been abandoned.
But why is it empty? Why can't I find any human here? Oh, there's a village here in the middle of nowhere. But why are they dressed like this? To find out, you'd watch me journey across this country to understand why it is empty and what it really means to live in a place where emptiness is the greatest treasure. Relying on this Toyota Hilux 4x4 as my means of transportation and shelter.
Guess my bed for the night has been set.
For the next 10 days. Welcome to the country of... My journey starts here. I've just stepped into one of the most remote and dangerous places on earth, the Skeleton Coast.
I just arrived at the Skeleton Coast.
A 500-kilometer stretch of emptiness, mystery and silence. Honestly, I had no idea what I was walking into. This coastline is so harsh that the Portuguese sailors once called it the Gate of Hell. And when you stand here, you can see it for yourself.
So right here, I see a wrecked ship right here. There's a huge story of how it came about. Just right here, the shores of the ocean.
For centuries, ships trying to pass this coast would get trapped in thick Atlantic fog, smashed by violent waves and left behind, abandoned in the sand. And that is why the shoreline is littered with shipwrecks and rusting metals, a real evidence of how unforgiving this place is.
So here in Skeleton Coast, driving along the shores, I'm seeing like bones of animals. Now the question is, I don't know how long these bones have been here. It looks like they've been here for hundreds and hundreds of years.
There are even whale skeletons scattered across the ground, because for centuries, whales were hunted and butchered across this coastline. Their skeletons, along with seal colonies that thrive here today, add to the haunting atmosphere.
There's even a big bone right there. It's definitely a sea turtle, like a giant sea turtle, this one. It looks like it's been here for hundreds of thousands of years. I'm not very sure.
And today, it is still as scary. No cities, no villages, no people, just wind, fog and silence.
Maybe I'm still going to drive forward just a little bit to see, because I heard there's a bone of a dinosaur here. I'm not 100% sure.
This was meant to be a mining site, but it's been eaten up by dust and wind.
So they of course tried to put a mine here to mine, I don't know, diamonds, gold, whatever. It wasn't successful. So since then, it has been abandoned and left at the mercies of sand.
They say nothing can thrive here in Skeleton Coast, and that's why it is empty. I drove over 5 hours and didn't see a single human being, and that is when it hit me. This isn't just empty, it is extreme emptiness. But as I continued traveling south to discover why this place is empty, deeper into the desert, I started noticing something strange.
So what is actually happening here is nature is trying to reclaim back what was taken away from it.
The sand, it is moving. You can literally see the direction of the wind shaping the land. And then out of nowhere, I saw something. A neighborhood, but with no people.
I'm wondering, like, what is this place like? It's in the middle of a desert, and it has like an abandoned building. There's nobody here. Who's here? Is anyone here? Hello? Well, I guess it's just an abandoned building here. Just at the back there's a train station right here. I'm probably gonna go find information as to why this building does exist, because it looks old.
This place is called Spitzkoppe, and here it looks exactly like a ghost town.
Hello? Is anybody here?
Houses filled up with sand, doors leading nowhere, silence everywhere. It almost feels haunted. Remember that moving sound we saw earlier on? This is where it ends up. Here's what I discovered. This place wasn't always like this. In the early 19th century, Spitzkoppe was one of the richest towns in Africa, all because of diamonds. German settlers rushed here after diamonds were discovered, and they built a mini European town in the middle of the desert. We are talking about mansions, a hospital, a school, even a casino in the middle of nowhere. But when the diamonds started running out in the 1930s, so did the people. And by 1956, the town was completely abandoned and the desert slowly took it back. Today, sand fills the living room, staircases lead to buried floors, entire houses are disappearing. It is a powerful reminder of how fast wealth can disappear. Standing here, it is just me and the sound of the wind.
Guys, it is so quiet here that I can actually hear my own breath. Like, can you guys hear it? I gosh, you can't hear my heartbeat, but I can hear it.
And here, I'm not staying till nightfall. I gotta leave this place right now. Just a few kilometers away is ludarist. Unlike Spitzkoppe, people still live here, but it still feels isolated. Colorful German-style buildings line up the street, a reminder of Namibia's colonial past. But the town is trapped, desert on one side, cold Atlantic Ocean on the other. It feels like the edge of the world.
Alright, I guess it's time I try to figure out how to operate this. This is going to be my bed for the night.
I camped at the Quiver Tree Forest to see these ancient trees, some hundreds of years old, standing scattered across the rocky landscape. And at sunset, everything turns deep orange that makes the whole place look surreal. You can say I am here to practice astrophotography, and you'll see in a bit. And because there is no human population, some of the clearest skies in the world can be seen here. I made dinner and got ready, but something unexpected happened.
Guys, such an unfortunate day for me, and I've just been waiting for the skies to clear out so the stars can come alive, because Namibia has one of the clearest skies, so that's why it's a dream destination for stargazing and astrophotography. So that's actually one of the reasons why I came here. This exactly is the kind of shot that I wanted to take, like a time lapse. So I'm just gonna go right now to my tent, grab some sleep, but also keep my eyes on the weather to see if it's gonna clear up.
I had heard about a group of people living deep in this emptiness, so I needed to see how they survive. Let us go. But to understand just how empty the country of Namibia really is, let's compare it to Lagos. Lagos covers about 1,170 square kilometers and is home to more than 20 million people. Meanwhile, Namibia stretches across a massive 823,000 square kilometers, but the entire country has about 2.5 million people. So that means Namibia is roughly 700 times larger than Lagos. Yet, Lagos alone has as many times more people than the whole country, with a population density of about 4 persons per square kilometers, making Namibia one of the most sparsely populated countries on earth after Mongolia. Up north, near the border of Angola, lives the Himba, one of the last semi-nomadic communities in Africa, identifiable by their unique hairstyle made of clay. And somehow they've mastered survival in this harsh land.
What is the everyday life of a Himba person?
Their everyday life is an amazing life they live. They only move into places because in search of food, shelter, and as well food for their livestock. That's why you find them in different places, and they move from places to places. What defines wealth is cattle, the livestock.
The more cattle you have,
Yeah,
it means
your wealth.
Cattle provide food, shelter, and identity. Water is extremely scarce, so instead of bathing, they cover their skin with a mixture of butterfat and rare ochre. It protects them from the sun and gives them that iconic red look.
So because there's no milk right now, they use this butter, and then they mix together to make this
The Himba people, how frequently do they have their bath?
this is the bathing.
When you rub this, you never have to put water on your body.
Maybe you just in the face.
Their homes are built from mud and wood. Very simple, but perfectly adapted to the environment.
This is a hut where the Himba people live in, right? So it's just made of mud, and then you have a thatch roof with wood.
Being here feels like stepping into a completely different world. But as I kept moving, the landscape became even more unreal. I've been traveling across Namibia for days, and I thought I had seen emptiness, but nothing prepared me for this. I've just arrived Damaraland.
Wherever you drive around Namibia and you see sculptures like this, it means you're in an area called Damaraland. You might ask me, Steven, what are you then here to do? Well, we're here to spot desert elephants. So in this territory, as very hard to live as it is, this group of animals have made it their home. Elephants are savanna creatures, like they survive, they thrive better in the savannah. So to be in this area that is very hot and almost unlivable is just fascinating, and I want to learn about it.
So instead of humans, here you would find desert elephants because it is so dry and hot. The desert stretches endlessly.
Guys, look at the elephant is just right here. Oh my god, it's so massive. And their skin is so dry. That's where they get the name from, desert elephant.
They traveled long distance for food and water, surviving in conditions that would stop most animals.
These desert elephants and the savanna elephants, I must say they are just the same species. What makes them a little bit different is mostly the environment in which they got adapted to.
Can you go closer to it, like touch it?
No.
Why?
Risky, I must say. It's very dangerous. They are wild.
These elephants are survivors just like the desert itself. They've turned emptiness into home.
The fact that they are really like unbothered by our presence is just amazing. This right here is the closest I have been to an elephant.
Desert elephants could die around the age of 60, 65. So how desert elephants protect themselves from the sun is by grabbing that scent and then they throw that on their backs. That's like sunscreen for the desert elephants.
They've adapted to this harsh environment, surviving on spear vegetation and heat that would stop most animals in their tracks. I'm now on the road again, this time driving to one of the only places on earth where the desert meets the Atlantic Ocean in the most dramatic way possible.
This is where the desert and the sea meet. Now we're going to drive past here. Now what is a little bit look like 1.4, 1.3.
Yeah.
A little bit high tide, but we are still going.
Getting here isn't easy. You need a 4x4 and a serious driving experience because at high tide, parts of this place literally disappears. On one side, the ocean can pull you in. On the other, the desert sand can trap you. That is why I hired an expert to accompany me.
Have you ever been stuck in the sand before?
Yes, sometimes it can happen anytime. Whatever happened, just be calm. You know, when you're calm, you can get through many things.
His details are in my travel guide.
I'm happy you're experienced at this,
Yes.
This is the Sandwich Harbor in the Namib Desert, one of the oldest deserts in the world, existing over 50 million years. And this is where things get interesting. Massive sand dunes, some of the tallest in the world, crashing directly into the Atlantic Ocean. Look guys, the desert meets the ocean. It doesn't even look real. No towns, no people, just huge sands and ocean. It is one of the few places in the world where two powerful forces collide like this. We drove on the dunes, climbing up and descending. It was terrifying and fun. It feels like I am in the world all by myself. God is truly a magician. Look, he found something. Surprisingly, beneath the sand, you can find fresh drinkable water.
Scoop it nicely.
Oh wow.
No, I think you should turn it like this.
Yeah. Without the sun.
Drink.
You can taste.
Tastes good.
My curiosity took me even further, deep into the desert. Guys, I would camp here for the night. And about 5 in the morning, I got on the road again.
Because once the sun starts rising, it becomes very hot. So that's why I'm driving very early.
It rained heavily last night. Since there are no drainages in the desert, I was told flooding here is common, and it can get dangerous if you don't drive a powerful 4x4 vehicle.
The trick here is you never stop. You just keep driving.
And I want to show you guys something you haven't seen before in this land of emptiness. I want to show you the Mount Everest of desert. I made it to Sossusvlei, home to some of the tallest sand dunes on the planet, some over 300 meters high. Let us climb it.
It's actually a very nice walk. We are on the dunes now called Big Daddy.
It feels like standing on top of a frozen ocean of sand. Allow me to call this the Mount Everest of desert. This sand dune stretches forever. There is no one here. No roads, no building, just sand and silence.
Guys, this place is surreal, man. Like, doesn't look real.
And then, just below, I saw dead trees.
The trees that you see behind me have a very strong history.
But why are they dead? These trees died over 600 years ago, and they're still standing. And you want to know why? It is because it is too dry for them to decompose. This place is called Dead Flea. It feels like walking through a photograph. A white clay pan surrounded by red dunes, filled with dead trees. This is unbelievable but haunting. Even in this emptiness, traveling several kilometers, I am still able to run my business with just a click of a button using Odoo, the sponsor of today's video.
Running a business often requires utilizing so many disjointed tools like invoice, sales, accounting, HR, inventory, e-commerce, website, and so more. So just like your smartphone that has all the apps you need, Odoo brings everything you need to manage your business in a neatly organized, centralized dashboard. So there is no need jumping between softwares, because with Odoo, your purchases are automatically registered in your inventory. Your e-commerce is linked to your accounting, the same with sales, HR, etc. But one tool that I use more frequently is Odoo Invoicing, because we can all agree that invoicing is one of the most crucial part of any business, and Odoo has simplified it. With just a few steps, I can create myself a very clean invoice, and with the magic of automation, when a client pays, the invoice marks itself as paid. When the invoice is overdue, Odoo would send reminders for me. It's like having a professional accountant that actually works for you 24/7. And oh, just like every other Odoo app, there's an inbuilt AI agent that can help you draft follow-up, also track unpaid invoices, and all of those things you need to automate your business. So guys, in 2026, if you want your business to run itself, just like I am right now, traveling this beautiful country and running my business, I'm going to leave a link for you in the description so you can try out Odoo Invoicing for free, because your first application is free for life.
About 40% of Namibia is protected as national parks, reserved for conservation. In busy cities, you'd worry about running into a human or another car while driving. But here, you have to watch out for animals. They roam around and cross the road as they like. Look, there are signs everywhere. In this country, you see animals everywhere for free. You don't need to travel to Serengeti in Tanzania to see zebras. Look at them, they're right there. As I drove more and more, in the middle of nowhere, a mountain appears.
Guys, welcome to Spitzkoppe.
It is called Spitzkoppe, a granite peak so striking it's often called the Matterhorn of Africa, formed more than 120 million years ago by ancient volcanic activities, nearly 1,800 meters above sea level. But what makes it unforgettable isn't just its height, it's the way it stands completely alone, surrounded by miles of flat desert.
This place it's beautiful here, man.
And when the sun sets, the rocks turn a deep orange. Guys, look at this view. Oh my goodness.
And it's even better now at sunset. Everywhere is just, I don't know, brown.
In a country known as the emptiest in the world, Spitzkoppe feels like a monument to that emptiness, a single mountain rising above a sea of silence. Standing here, you feel the scale of Namibia. I feel like the Lion King. Where is Simba?
The coolest part is I'm the only one here. So I guess it's a good opportunity to tell you about the travel guide. So I'd like you guys to download the Namibia travel guide. It is sort of like a comprehensive, what I like to call, roadmap to visiting Namibia. Now you see me traveling all through the country. It took tons and tons of hours sitting down and making phone calls and like researching online, trying to create like a perfect itinerary that's going to take me all the way to the south, to the east, to the north, and then the city center, right? So all of that hard work, you don't need to go through it. All you just need to do is download the travel guide, and it's going to show you camping site, accommodation option, where to get the 4x4, what you really need to embark on this adventurous trip to Namibia. All right, I've done all the hard work for you. You can go ahead, download the travel guide, and of course the first 20 persons will definitely get it for free. Look at the description of this video to get the travel guide.
This country is enormous but almost completely empty. You can drive for hours and see more animals than people. Let me take you to a place called Etosha to see lions and cheetahs. But if you want to truly understand Namibia's scale, you have to see one of the largest canyons on earth. I have arrived. This is Fish River Canyon, the second largest canyon on the planet.
After the Grand Canyon.
Over 160 kilometers long and nearly 550 meters deep, carved over millions of years ago. Looking across this canyon, it is hard to even grasp the size of it. And what is even more incredible, almost nobody lives nearby.
Even though we are outdoor, if you actually do scream, you can hear the reverb or the echo right inside of the canyon. So let's see if we can try. Hello! Can you hear that? Help me! I mean, no matter how much you scream, help me, there is nobody here. Like,
in many countries, a place like this would be surrounded by cities, resorts, and crowds of tourists. But here in Namibia, you mostly just hear the wind. But Namibia's empty landscape might just be the reason why you should download my travel guide and plan a visit here. To end my journey here, I arrived at Etosha National Park, one of Africa's largest wildlife reserve.
oh my god, guys, I just spotted the first rhinos here at Etosha. They're actually quite endangered because poachers are after the horn. I don't know, there's usually rumors that the horns can go for as much as $50,000, $40,000. So they can kill the whole animal just to get the horn. So now what most very wise conservationists would do is to get the animals into captivity, cut it off, and then release the animal back to the wild. So when a poacher sees the rhino, like, it becomes valueless, and then they let the animal, and that's the only way you can protect this species or protect this animal from going extinct. But I just love looking at them because they're so huge, they're so large, and it just shows like stamina and strength. You can see some wildebeest right here. So you're always going to find them with zebras because they can spot rain from afar. So zebra will just attach to them so you can help them, find rain. Of course, everybody knows like they're the fastest animals, right? The cheetah is built for speed. They're very lightweight, they are long, very slim limbs, they're very flexible spine.
You can find all kinds of animals here. Elephants, lions, giraffe, rhinos, cheetahs, even some you've never seen before, all in one place. And it reveals something powerful. Namibia might feel empty of people, but it is full of wildlife. I returned back to the capital city of Windhoek, although complete with modern day infrastructure. It still feels empty.
So I finally arrived at the capital city of Namibia, which is Windhoek. I'm just driving around. Of course, you can spot not so many cars on the road. Like, everywhere seems like there's just a few people living here.
Yeah, the living conditions is very hard, man.
It's very hard?
Yeah, we are struggling a lot, man. Work opportunities are scarce.
I see nobody here. This is a major street. No too many cars. Where is everybody here? Where is everybody here?
Like for now, it's knockoff time. It's knockoff
Oh.
time. Everybody's at home right now.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'm still hustling, you see.
Yeah.
I interviewed a few people and it seems like they all relocated or want to relocate.
Do you want to relocate somewhere else? You want to go to Windhoek or Europe or America? You guys want to stay here? You want to go?
I wanna go to I wanna go to America.
You want to go to America?
Yes.
America where? You?
Me, I want to go to America because why? That place is like so safe, yeah? Like nobody can kill you anyway.
Are you gonna move?
Yes, definitely.
Where are you moving to?
Probably Switzerland.
Switzerland. Where are you moving to?
Lagos, Nigeria.
This video is less than 30 minutes, but it took about 14 days to film, driving on average of 8 hours a day. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe because over 70% of you watch and don't subscribe. But it's also important to mention, the country of Namibia has a population of at least 3.5 million people. And this video was filmed to show the emptiness in the most dramatic way possible for entertainment purposes. All of those places we visited are a tourist attraction and you can download my travel guide to visit for yourself. So yes, there are people living here, but it is still the emptiest country in Africa and the second densely populated country in the world. See you guys in the next upload.